Hello everybody, it's Stinger Splash and I'm back with the next part of the Chronological UK Bluray Steelbook review. We finished off last time with the Maltese Falcon and I forgot to show the inside artwork, so yeah, that was pretty stupid of me. I didn't realise until I was actually uploading it. I was watching it back, but yeah, not a lot to show, but I've shown all the rest, so I should show this one as well. So moving on from that, we have the rest of this Warner Classic Wave. These are all still on the same day, January the 28th, I think it is, yep. So we have one of the best, in my opinion, Alfred Hitchcock films, North by Northwest, starring Cary Grant. Really, really cool stuff here. Again, exactly the same as the others in terms of the old artwork, you know, the poster artwork on the front, and the dust cropper famous scene from the film as well. And I should apologise as well for not being back yesterday, but I wasn't well, still not really, but I want to get this one done so that I can do my update later on today, fingers crossed, if Riddick turns up. So next up we have A Streetcar Named Desire with Vivian Leigh and Marlon Brando, and I've never actually got around to seeing this film, but every time I do think about it, I just imagine The Simpsons and Marge Simpson, Ned Flanders. Yeah, that was a funny scene when they were recreating the play. And the last one from this wave is another Humphrey Bogart film. He's got a few in this wave. The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, and again another really cool poster artwork. Very nice indeed. And I say all these are still available for around £9–10 now. That's the disc, just a single disc one. There's not, it doesn't have a number one in it or anything. A bit of a campfire scene, I think, there. So now we move into February, and on the 4th of February we have just one steelbook release, and that was Taken 2, the extended harder cut. Nice embossed border and title. You know, quite nice artwork on this. This one was originally, was it a Play exclusive or an HMV exclusive? I can't quite remember, but it ended up being sold everywhere, although at a premium price. This was the start of getting those non-exclusives at silly prices, and it's never really dropped in price either, about £15 to £20 at most places, but it's still available in some certain areas, but they didn't make as many of these as other Fox titles. So yeah, really nice release. It would have been nice if Taken was the same with the embossed title, but that didn't happen. Now the next week we have an interesting one. This one was released on the 11th of February, the only release of the week. It's Universal Soldier: Day of Reckoning. This is a 3D steelbook, even though 3D Bluray steelbook, even though it doesn't mention it on the front or anything. And this one from Studio Canal was interesting because it wasn't announced until about 3 weeks before it came out. And this happens now and again these days, where something will come out of nowhere. But this was the first time where it was like, yep, this steelbook's coming out in 3 weeks. It wasn't exclusive anywhere. It's still available, pretty cheap as well. Here we have the 2D Blu-ray, and here we have the 3D Blu-ray. And I think I remember at the time as well, this was the only way to get the 3D disc, because the only other versions were the DVD or the 2D Blu-ray. There wasn't a 3D Blu-ray release on its own. It's nice inside artwork there. It could still be the case, I'm not sure, but I do know that it's very cheap at CX. It's about £5 for this. So yeah, it might still be the only way to get the 3D edition, but yeah, very, very cheap steelbook indeed. There's no embossing or debossing. It's a matte finish, which we get more so these days, but that's the way it is. So now we on to the following week, the 18th of February, and you notice at this time we're still only getting 1 or 2 a week, and it was still pretty okay, but we hadn't gotten to Zavvi yet. They still hadn't entered the fray. But our next one is a very interesting one. This is Skyfall, the James Bond movie, Daniel Craig, and this one was originally an HMV exclusive, and at the last minute really it was sort of thrown into jeopardy when the HMV website went down, and so Amazon picked it up as an Amazon exclusive. Really nice artwork on this, and this one sold out very fast, came back briefly and sold out again, and can command some pretty high prices now. Here we have an advert as well, which really frustrates me. The Everything or Nothing documentary. Own it now on DVD. Yeah. Who the hell wants it on DVD? I want that on Blu-ray. Now you notice actually there's only one disc in here. This is the DVD digital copy disc, because my Blu-ray disc is in my Bond 50 box set. Got some really nice inside artwork here as well, and although no James Bond, but fair enough, he's on the front. But yeah, I've still got actually this documentary on my Sky Planner, which I put on it last year, and I still haven't deleted it yet because it's the only way I can watch it in HD. So it's still there whenever I want to watch it. But it just frustrates me that there's not a Blu-ray release for the documentary and it's advertised in a Blu-ray. But yeah, this is a really lovely steelbook, and it'll only get harder and harder to find, I think. On the same week we had another steelbook that was pretty scarce for a while. It's Willow. Now when this first came out, it's from Fox, nice glossy steelbook, and this one there was very few copies around. It sold out very fast, took a lot of people by surprise. I didn't get it straight away, and I was sort of gutted by it, and I was ready to give up my collection because I couldn't get this one. It turns out that they just had a small issue with the with print runs or what have you, and so only a small amount were sent to each store to cover pre-orders. Of course, this didn't stop people selling and indeed buying this for £40 plus on eBay, and a few weeks later it was back in stock at £10, and well, it's still there now. So I'm glad I waited and didn't end up paying silly prices, but I knew if I waited it would come back, and it did. But it was one of these occasions where this happened, and it's happened a few times where the steelbook runs are really low at the start and they come back in the stock and everyone's happy, but recently Kick-Ass 2 and The World's End didn't end that way, and people have ended up paying the price. So yes, that one actually actually said it was on the same week. It wasn't on the same week at all. What am I on about? Willow was actually on the 11th of March, so it was 3 weeks later. So there's still hardly any steelbooks really coming out. It was still pretty patchy, and this is due to the fact that at this point, as I mentioned it briefly in another video, we were in a very low period for collectors, steelbook collectors, and indeed purchasers of any sort of media, because HMV had gone, Blockbuster had gone into administration for the first time. It's happened again, and they were a good seller of cheap Blu-rays, especially steelbooks, and also Play.com mentioned that they were going to be ceasing to trade as their own company, and now it's just a husk for other third-party sellers. Yeah, that was a big shame as well. So we lost all of these exclusive retailers, and it really left us with Amazon and Zavvi, and then Sainsbury's, but they weren't having any exclusives, and of course they're going by the wayside soon as well. So it was a very bleak period. So there wasn't a lot of steelbooks about, and many questioned whether or not it was really coming to an end. How wrong we were, though. Now, the following week we did have two. This was the week when we had two. First up, we have End of Watch, which is still available everywhere, very cheap, from Studio Canal. Really nice artwork on this. Again, they make way too many. If it's not an exclusive, they make way too many steelbooks. They end up going dirt cheap. Here we have that's the Blu-ray, and then we have the DVD. Pretty difficult to get these out. Some nice inside artwork as well, but as I say, this is dirt cheap now. You don't have to worry about this one ever going out of print, I think. And again, this was quite expensive as well. It was about £15–16 when it first came out, and this is sort of a time where your cheap £11, £12 steelbooks just weren't happening anymore. The prices were going up. And this next one, it's was here from the same week, 18th of March, Silent Hill Revelation. Revelation is really one of the most overused sort of titles for any sort of sequel or anything. Way overused. Yeah, very interesting artwork on the back there. This was obviously the sequel to Silent Hill, which got a DVD Steelbook release back in the day, which I remember paying 30 odd quid for on eBay because it was a Virgin Megastores in-store exclusive. The only time they ever did that with DVDs, obviously they're doing it now with Blu-rays. But yeah, very frustrating. And I remember paying silly money for that, and you know, if I just waited, I could have got it dirt cheap, but it wouldn't have been mint. So here we have Blu-ray disc. There's a very sort of plain artwork on these DVD. I also have the 3D camera as well for this, so maybe I should switch out the DVD for 3D Blu-ray. There's some inside artwork, but it's really just sort of Welcome to Silent Hill and little emblem there. So yeah, this one again is available everywhere, and it's come down in price as well. I think for about £10 now. But it's sort of some freaky artwork. It's quite nice. So now we get to the big one. We're on the 25th of March. And this is where it all changed, really. We have the first ever zavvi exclusive steelbook. And ironically, it's probably still the most valuable. It is Who Framed Roger Rabbit, 25th anniversary edition. They only made 3,000 of these. Apparently Disney didn't think it would sell. Idiots they are. They probably could have sold this twice over. Lovely, lovely glossy steelbook this. Lots of nice embossing as well, and debossing on the front there, and also on the back with Roger Rabbit popping out of the bricks. Really cool stuff here. And this was new to Blu-ray at the same time as well. I seem to remember this was quite cheap as well in terms of steelbooks. It was a good value. Really cool inside artwork there as well. And yeah, this is the start for zavvi. You know, if they just made quality titles like this once a month, then things could have been a lot different. But no, it all started to kick off very soon afterwards with them and their insane amounts of steelbooks, which have really, devalued everything. So that brought us to the end of March. In the first 3 months of 2013, there were 21 releases. That's only 7 a month average, which if we'd continued on that front, we'd actually end up with less than the previous year, but without HMV in play, you would expect that. This following quarter had more, but still, even in the third quarter dipped, but it wasn't until the last quarter of the year, October, November and December of last year, 2013, where half, or just under half, 79 in fact, out of 162 or 163, almost half of all steelbooks were released in the last 3 months, which is insane. There you're looking at not 7 a month, but an average of 7 or 8 a week. Hopefully it will change. But anyway, we'll move on to the 1st of April, and no April Fools here. We actually had a wave from Fox and MGM, and we also had one non-wave release. This was from Universal. You can't tell me what it is because it didn't say anything on the spine and it didn't say anything on the front, but it is The Man with the Iron Fists, and really lovely artwork on this. Nice matte finish, but really cool stuff. Everything was on the the backing card, sorry, on this one. It's nice inside artwork as well, and disc again doesn't even tell you what the film is, so you will have no clue if you didn't have the backing card as to what this film was called unless you popped it in the machine. But this one's still available as well. Nice release, but again, just too many made. As I start to get the old red light there, so I'm probably going to end up. This is 9:30 in the morning. I was hoping I'd get the whole video done. But I'm not going to get the whole video done, so I'm just going to do part 1 and have to come back later on in the day and do part 2. So this was the Fox Wave, an MGM Wave. First up we have Edward Scissorhands. This is still available. Really nice sort of tint to the artwork here. And this will be the last one for this video. Here we have the Blu-ray and DVD, and there's the nice inside artwork as well. Very cool stuff. All these were double play releases, well, with the exception of one which was a series. That was just Blu-ray. And yeah, really nice stuff. This one's still available, but obviously we'll probably get out of print at some point. I think they made a lot less of these than other waves. And I shall leave it there because I am going to run out of batteries. So unfortunately, I thought I could do this second part, but I probably won't. So there's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 which I will do very shortly, but you're probably not going to see this video until a lot later than I expected, so yeah, we'll in the back. So that didn't take as long as I thought, only 2 hours to to completely charge up the camera. So next up, after Edward Scissorhands in this Fox/MGM wave, is Firefly, the complete series. This is one of those very rare times you get a TV series on in a steelbook. This is the only G2 one around. Well, it was for a while, sorry. There is obviously now the G2 sized Walking Dead seasons 1 and 2, but season 3 is jumbo. Doctor Who's a jumbo, and the only other like regular size steelbook I had that had a series in was Heroes. I've still got it somewhere, Heroes Series 1, parts 1 and 2, German DVD steelbooks, which were very nice, but I can't give them away now. So here we have the 3 discs and some inside artwork. And this has come down in price quite a lot from where it started at, which I think was about 30 quid when it first came out. And yeah, very expensive. There was a few 30 quid steelbooks flying around at the time, but we'll get to the others at the start of the next video. But overall, yeah, nice release, nice embossed title and border, and also the spaceship as well. And the third release of the wave is Predator 2. It does look a bit like a platypus on the front. This one originally sold out and then came back. Again, it was just one of those where they didn't make too many to start with. Nice embossed title and border, and some very cool back artwork as well. Goes very nicely with Predator and also Predators. There's the Predator disc and the very old Predator 2 DVDs. So these are all double plays, with the exception of the series, the Firefly. And yeah, I think all these are still available for pretty decent prices. The next one is Platoon. This one is actually MGM, but MGM and Fox regularly do waves together. This is quite an interesting steelbook, really. You've got the embossed name and border, but it's a very sort of silver grey, very sort of monochrome release. Not a lot to it, but it's quite nice in its simplicity, I suppose. And there's the inside artwork, double play again. And the next one is now out of date because it's getting a re-release, and that is Robocop. This one sold out big time when it first came out. It's come back now, but I think a lot of people probably want to shift this copy on because there's a remastered edition coming out next month, I think it is. Might even be this month, but it's out very soon. I think it's next month. There's Robocop Blu-ray, the old Blu-ray and the old DVD as well, with the proper the proper font on it. But yeah, that's one of the big issues with this one was the incorrect use of the font. But it is a nice embossed cover, some lovely back artwork as well. But yeah, there's going to be a new version of that very soon indeed. And next, still from MGM, it's the Silence of the Lambs. Nice artwork on this one as well. It's the same butterfly on the front and back, which is a bit odd, but these days it's commonplace to have the same front and back artwork. There's the disc, the DVD as well. And the last one from this wave, so these are all from April the 1st. Certainly wasn't an April Fool here. And that was X-Men, which again, they've been the new X-Men films out as steelbook releases, but they've gone back to release X-Men and now X-Men 2 as well, and hopefully X-Men The Last Stand will round it out. This is a matte finish, unfortunately, no embossing or debossing like the rest, but has all the main villains on the front and back there. And inside there is the Blu-ray disc, no special features disc, and the old DVD disc, which again matches inside artwork, which we know how much I don't like that. And to finish off this video, we have 2 more. First up, this is from the following week, the 8th of April, and there's a few others from the 8th of April, but we're going to get these ones first. We have The Hobbit, an unexpected journey. This was originally an Amazon exclusive, but is now available everywhere. I'm well overpaid for this. I think it's about 17 quid I paid, and now you can get it dirt cheap. So obviously there's the extended edition and 3D and all that. But there's just 2 disc edition, and there's map inside there as well. And yeah, Amazon haven't really done an exclusive since. I'm not surprised, they haven't really sold out apart from the Skyfall. And the final one for this video is the final second sight steelbook we've had, and again probably the last scanners. Now I thought this was going to be a trilogy because they did a trilogy of a basket case, but no, they decided just to put the scanners in the Bluray steelbook form, and 2 and 3 are just in regular Amaray. So I'm still going to pick them up actually, but again, it's a nice front artwork, but the same basic disc as basket case and no inside outwork. So again, they still haven't learned. I'm not sure if they'll bring out another one, to be honest. Probably not, but I would like to have at least gotten 2 and 3 as steelbooks. This was also supposed to be coming out on DVD steelbook, but didn't in the end. It got cancelled. This is the only version I've got. So that does it for this video. We're up to 220 now. We'll be back very soon, probably in a few days. I'm going to start slowing down on these now. Otherwise there'll be a massive gap once I do catch up, but I'll continue doing a few a week. The next one we start off with the Star Wars original and prequel trilogies, which finish off the 8th of April, and then we go all the way through to number 240, which is Batman. Unless there's another release on that day that I can do. I'll tell you what, actually, I'll do Foxy Brown, that way I can do all the Batmans together in the following video. So it'll be starting off with Star Wars and finishing with Foxy Brown. So I'll be back with that one very soon, but until then, thanks again for watching, and I'll be back with a Bluray Steelbook update probably later on today. Until then, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.